Hey friends, Worm here today, and Bungie needs to fix something. Actually, they need to fix a lot of some things in Destiny 2. But today I wanted to make a video just talking about some, I guess, quality of life changes, feedback, things that I feel like Destiny 2 needs. We do one of these videos every kind of so often, every so often. Just take a look at the game, past few months. How's it been performing? What are we wishing we had more of, less of? Things like that, and we make a video talking about it and talking about just general feedback. So here we are with today's video, and yeah, let's talk about it. So what does Destiny need now more than ever? And we still haven't got it yet. In no particular order, I'm going to start with Vault Space. We made a video a couple days ago talking about Vault Space and how Bungie will probably monetize it at some point. Sorry, I think I talked too fast here and the microphone doesn't pick up my voice. But Bungie will probably monetize it at some point. I almost would say it's inevitable considering how many players would actually pay for more vault space. But I think that more vault space is needed. Players, especially veteran players like myself here, we play a lot of Destiny. We like to keep a lot of things. And every now and then we go dig out an old role that we haven't used in a really long time and we use it in the Crucible or PvE or something like that because, hey, it's old, but it's gold, right? So I think that just having more vault space, plus, I don't know about you, but I hoard exotic armor in the hopes of using, Destiny Armor Smith or gun. I can't remember what it is. But basically, the app that allows you to maximize your stats in all the places you want them to be maximized in. So I hoard exotic armor just in case, I have a build that I want to try with, Liar's Handshake with max recovery and whatever, strength, whatever it may be, so that we get more, I can have as many possible options as possible. Sorry, that sounded really awkward. But more vault space, I think it's necessary in Destiny 2. Like, players like to keep things. I even still have some stuff in my vault that are no longer in the game. And I'm pretty sure if I take them out of the vault and put them in my inventory, they instantly get, like, dismantled. So I want to keep them there as almost like a keepsake. Say, hey, I was there when this happened. I still have tokens, like Iron Banner tokens, Titan tokens, stuff like that. Just kind of keepsakes in my vault. And I know that you don't need them. They serve no purpose, no XP purpose, nothing like that. But I like to keep them because they're cool. And I think that it would be nice to have more vault space so we can add more. Plus, with Destiny's ever-changing weapon universe, so to speak, as well as, reprised weapons and stuff like that, and reissued and revamped weapons. We have a lot to talk about that too, but not in this video. It would be nice to have some more vault space so that we can just, store up stuff and save more things that we like or that we are attached to. Because I know for a fact I have some weapons in my vault that I will never use, I'll never touch again, but they held a special place in my heart. And because they held such a special place in my heart, sorry, this play is absolutely fantastic. Because they hold such a special place in my heart, of course, I like to hold on to them. I like to keep them for the kill counters, blah, blah, blah. And it would be nice to have something along those lines, of more vault space so I can keep stuff like that. Now, however, as a, I guess, possible alternative to more vault space, I think Bungie should also have general weapon kill counters. So, of course, lots of people probably have, old Luna's Howl, Not Forgotten, blah, 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 whatever, that they have thousands of kills on, and they don't dismantle them because, number one, they're still kind of fun to play with, but really the main reason is because they have so many kills on them. Like, I cannot dismantle weapons that have 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 Crucible kills on them. Those are a relic of another age. I love it. I love that I have that many kills on it, and I don't want to get rid of it, and that's why it takes up vault space. Well, I think having some type of generalized, kill counter, right? So, for example, I have a Chattering Bone that I got from old Last Wish. Long time ago. I've got a couple thousand kills on it, not Crucible, PvE kills, but a couple thousand kills on it, and I don't want to dismantle it because it has so many kills, and plus I really like its Outlaw Rampage. I really like that role anyways, even though, yes, we have reprise, blah, 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 whatever. I feel like what Bungie could do is they could just start tracking all kills you have on X weapon. Chattering Bone, for example. All the kills I have on Chattering Bone would then immediately transfer over to my new crafted Chattering Bone, right? All the kills I have on, Rat King here, for example, I've got like 20-something thousand kills on Rat King because I absolutely love the weapon. If I were to pull out another Rat King from the vault, for example, or from the collections, and use it on a different character, I feel like the kill tracker system should be shared between those. I think that would be another fantastic addition that Bungie could add to the game. That again, it would help players to like get rid of some of that clutter. Because if I had that, I could dismantle at least 5 weapons for my vault right now. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but there's at least 5 that come to mind that I'm like, I'm only hanging on to them because of the kill counters. If they generalize kill counters, I would dismantle them immediately because I already have better rolls and stuff like that. But yeah, that is that in terms of vault space, as well as that idea with generalizing weapon kill counters. But moving on to the next thing, we need, and I say need here because we need it. We need more Destiny 1 armor sets. I don't know about y'all, but Destiny 1, in my opinion, had the best looking armor sets in the game, right? Destiny 1 had, you know, the original raid ornament sets, you know, the Voltaglass raid ornament, Crotazin raid ornaments, Wrath of the Machine raid ornaments. They had ornaments that could go on your raid armor. I don't know why we haven't got that in Destiny 2 yet. That blows my mind. I figured that would have been something that Bungie did. But yeah, I think that's basically all the armor sets in Destiny's history, for the most part, have been in D1. There are a couple good D2 armor sets that look fantastic, but I think D1 had much better armor sets, and we need them brought back in D2. Of course, one of the biggest ones that come to mind is Iron Banner Armament, the Iron Companion gear. This, of course, was originally a Destiny 1 armor set. They brought it to Destiny 2, and now, goodness, anytime it's Iron Banner, I swear, every Titan has on the exact same armor set, because it looks the best. Like, all the other armor looks ugly. You know, same with Warlock, same with Hunter. They all, like, you know, the old Iron Banner gear that they brought from D1 to D2 looks fantastic. I think they just bring more armor back. They could do it as world drops. They could do it as, you know, ornaments for X armor or whatever. Like, I just think that it'd be fantastic to bring those back. But yeah, moving on to the next one, that is events. I think the events need to be more entertaining. And when I say events, I'm talking about everything from public events to seasonal events to, you know, activities, events and activities. Okay. Right. You know, this season we have salvage. I know I'm not the only one that thinks that salvage is not fun. Salvage is a very weak activity. Deep dives, I like deep dives. Dado did a whole video talking about deep dives and the positives. Go watch it, you know, because he kind of hits the nail on the head with that one. But salvage is not a fun activity. Why can't we have something like Menagerie? Menagerie was a really, really fun, engaging, interactive activity. You know, salvage is not. And it seems like every time we get a seasonal activity, they're all just kind of meh, you know? I mean, deep dives would be the one exception for a while now. Like, we haven't had an activity as good as deep dive, especially because you can activate that beautiful hard mode, I guess, where you can get, you know, potentially exotic rewards and stuff like that. But yeah, it is, we need just, events need to be made better. And this, like I said, this goes from public events through everything. Because public events, you know, like, I think that's, when I'm fishing and there's a public event, I want to go do a public event, obviously. And I like doing heroic public events. I like the glimmer drops that they get, you know, anywhere from like 12 to 15 or 16,000 glimmer for a legendary event. However, players bust them out so quick that you don't have time to activate the hard, you know, the heroic version of the public event. And I think that, you know, that's just something that they could potentially make better. Make all public events just give flat the same rewards, you know? I don't know. But yeah, events like that, of course, seasonal events, we all know that it's not everybody's favorite thing. They're starting to monetize the events, you know, with the event card, upgrade and whatnot, you know, with the most recent one being Guardian Games and that wonderful black and red shader that looks really, really good. Even though it looks very similar to other shaders, I still got it because, hey, it looks cool, right? But, you know, I think the events, them being monetized, that's neither here nor there, but the events themselves, they just feel kind of bland. You know, Guardian Games this time around, you know, it's okay, go do strikes, grind strikes, whatever, for medals, get your medals, go bank them, you get extra rewards. Like, yeah, that's neat and all, but I don't know. I think it could have been done with a little bit more class, like, what am I looking for? Like, competition, I guess, you know, because I played on Warlock, Hunter, and Titan during Guardian Games, and I didn't pick one or the other, you know. I think during Guardian Games, I played on my Hunter most out of anybody because I had found a new build I was really, really liking. And so I played with it for, you know, however many weeks that Guardian Games was going on. But yeah, I think the events could be better. Grinding the same activity for 30 minutes just to get a seal, boring. And I know that everybody's gonna say, oh, well, you know, you're not supposed to grind them all in the first week, but hey, you know what? That's what hardcore players do. They could at least do something to make it better for hardcore players. But yeah, let's see here. What else needs to happen to Destiny 2? Of course, Sparrow Racing League. For those of y'all who don't know what that is, in Destiny 1, they had an event that would come around. I can't remember if it was yearly or like bi-monthly, but whatever it was. It's called Sparrow Racing League. And you join in a match, and everybody just started on their Sparrows, and it was literally a racetrack on your Sparrow where you had to hit certain milestones, and there was some enemies that would shoot at you, and there was obstacles you had to avoid. But it was also really cool because they boosted that Sparrow's speed substantially. Like on your Sparrow, you weren't going, you know, as fast as you are in Destiny. You weren't going the same speed that you do in Destiny 2. You're going much, much faster. It was a really, really fun event. You did 3 laps around the track, stuff like that. And there were some awesome rewards, cosmetic rewards you get from it. Of course, you can get like legendary armor and stuff like that. But the rewards were really cool. Some of the best shaders came from Sparrow Racing League back in Destiny 1. Yeah, I would love to see that come back. It would be just another fun game mode for Destiny 2. Like, you know, players, inevitably, somebody out there would become a master at it, winning every single race, have a, you know, a gilded title, blah, 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 for winning 5,000 Sparrow races or something wild like that. You know, we know it would happen, but I would love to see that come back. It'd be a lot of fun, and it would be a fresh addition to Destiny 2, because that leads us into our next point. Destiny 2 needs more fresh stuff. Okay, we've been on the seasonal model for however many seasons at this point, since I want to say it was Shadowkeep, when they introduced the first like official season, so to speak. But the seasons, they always follow the same kind of ordeal. You know, there's an activity, you come, you do it, it's kill enemies, deposit, blah, blah, blah. And I know there's only so much that you can do in Destiny 2 to, you know, add flavor to the game, I guess. Sorry. To add flavor to the game. But I think that Bungie could get more creative, you know, and make things like Sparrow Racing League, for example. You know, Sparrow Racing League would be a fresh take on the game. You know, enough of the 6-man activities, you know, blah, blah, blah. Here's your 6-man activity. Because even as good as Menagerie was, like, it was a 6-man activity. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. But if you played it a lot, it got boring. We need to see some fresh stuff in Destiny 2. Sparrow Racing League could be one. I don't know, but, you know, they could do other things, you know, like Gambit, for example. Gambit was also a fresh take, you know, a fresh new idea that happened to Destiny 2 that was fantastic. It felt good. It was fun, you know, while it lasted, and then they just forgot about it. You know, that's neither here nor there, though. But yeah, I think that just Destiny needs some fresh activities that are unlike anything that we've had before to make it feel better. But yeah, moving on to the next thing. Lost sectors and their exotic drop rate. This sucks. They suck. Okay, they're you know, sometimes on my Titan, you know, every time I do it on my Titan, a new season comes out, I get it on my like 2nd or 3rd try. My Hunter, oh no. When I'm on Hunter, I better be ready to sit there for a good hour and a half to 2 hours grinding lost sectors before I get the exotic drop. And I think that there needs to be some type of bad luck protection system in there. You know, I know that Destiny's talked about having bad luck protection on certain activities in the past, but I can't remember what they're in. I think they're in like raids and stuff like that. But I think that lost sectors need to be one of those. You know, lost sectors, after completing your 5th one, you're guaranteed an exotic drop. Like you can potentially get an exotic drop on your 1st one, but by the 5th or maybe the 7th time, like you should be guaranteed to get a drop, because it's miserable to grind out lost sectors over and over and over again. Like I've been there, I've done it. I don't like it. And I think a lot of players are in the same boat. A lot of players don't like that just grind of lost sectors. It's not like grinding Nightfalls or something where it's like, okay, like, you know, like I'm getting at least some, you know, some enhancement prisms. Like, you get cores, which is, I guess, good, but at the same time, like, it just does not feel like the loot is really worth it to grind until you finally get an exotic with really a mediocre role. The Arbor Warden this season, you know, I didn't have to grind millions of lost sectors before I got it, but I got a really mediocre role, and I guess I just have to wait until next season when I can focus it to get a better role, because I haven't had another one drop yet. From all the exotics that we've gotten, I have not had another Arbor Warden drop. So yeah, I think that lost sectors, increasing that drop chance, or having some sort of bad luck protection would be fantastic. Of course, let's move on from there. I think that's something I've had encountered a lot in Destiny lately is not griefing, but essentially it's like griefing, right? I've encountered a lot of players AFKing from games, you know, load into a Crucible game and one or two people just be standing there. Load into, you know, Hello, friends. The Worm Editor here. And this dork didn't realize that his camera stopped recording for whatever reason. He goes on from this point to ramble for another 15, 20, 30, 45 minutes. I don't even know how long, about the same issues and stuff that he always talks about in every single video, every single week, and complains and whines. So I've edited it all out so that you can enjoy the rest of the content. That was awkward. Whatever activity, and basically there will be players AFKing, right? And for whatever reason, whether it's because they flick their controller or mouse, keyboard, whatever it is, they don't get kicked. This is frustrating to say the least. Not in all content. For example, in strikes, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, it's strikes, right? Like, most people speed run them anyways. However, the problem is in things like deep dive, where you have to have everybody activating the little ball of light or whatever it is to get the high level rewards. People just don't do it, you know, because they're AFK. And I think that there needs to be more like crackdown on players that just don't do anything. Because the thing is, there's a difference between players that don't do anything and a difference between players who, you know, are playing in a certain way that is more passive. You know, if they're like playing a healing warlock build or something like that, they're not getting as many kills. But yeah, I think that that's an issue that definitely needs to be addressed, because it does take away from players' quality of life in the game. You know, if I can't activate the hard mode deep dive, I don't really see a point in doing it, to be honest. But I don't know. That's just me. I think the last thing that I want to talk about here, of course, have to be a quality of life thing, change for just sorting items. You know, there needs to be an in-game search bar to basically everything. You know, if you want to look for a specific emblem, have an in-game search bar. Shaders, in-game search bar. Weapons in your vault, in-game search bar. Like, I don't know why Bungie hasn't done this yet. To me, it makes sense to have one of those. And for whatever reason, the game's gone 9 years and nobody at Bungie has thought, hey, you know, we should add a search bar so that players can look up, you know, the last right when they need it, or players can look up their, you know, Ogma, or, you know, search by perks or whatever. You know, we have it, of course, on like Destiny Item Manager. You can search by item, but there's not one in game. I would love to see one in game, but yeah, I don't know. That kind of concludes the list of thoughts here. I don't know if you have any other ideas on things that Destiny needs. And again, I want to stay away from the whole idea of, oh, they need better servers and stuff like that. Because yes, we all know they need better servers, engines, whatever words you want to use, blah, 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 blah. We know they need better ones of those, but let's talk about in-game, you know, just quality of life changes that need to happen in Destiny 2. But yeah, with that being said, of course, I want to hear all your thoughts on my opinions here. Like, do you agree with the stuff that I said? Do you disagree? Do you like some of the ideas I had? Blah, blah, blah. And I want to hear your own personal ideas for things you want to add in there. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more daily Destiny content. And with that being said, watch the video you see on screen now, because for whatever reason, YouTube thinks that you will enjoy it. That's it for me, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.